If you're checking something and behind that is something that's like a little bit, you have to watch out for self-righteousness.
But not a married man.
I would never, and I will never. I have standards. If I say I will never,
not a married man.
I will never shake my ass for money. For money, there's things I'm like, I will. You draw the line and say I would never.
On this table, we have people that are shaking ass for money.
But you know there are people here who dance to get money.
I mean, who are you to tell me that you cannot shake your for money? First of all, can you even do it?
She has to refer, so she didn't shake her ass for money. What do you mean?
If you thought the first impressions were harmless, you may consider rethinking. This is the very first night. The very first interactions have already planted seeds of confusion, tension, ego clashes, and unspoken resentments. Welcome back to Queen of the Tea. And this is where we shall be unpacking everything. The shed. You know, the personalities that already feel like nails on the chalkboard. Yeah, the friendships that have not even formed already clashing. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. Let's talk about everything. First of all, let's start with Jemima's situation with the married man. So this is the part where they're talking about Jemima. They're talking about Jemima and the married man. Let's not forget, in the very first episode, Jemima talking about she's not single. She is in a relationship, definitely. Because if you're not single, definitely, either you're married, we did not see her raise her hands in the married people, or you're having something going on. Definitely, we shall say she's having something going on. So Jemima, they are talking about Jemima having a, like dating or having a situation with a married man. And Jemima is all denying like something almost happened, but then it did not happen. At this point, I'm like, Jemima, in the serious relationship you talked about in the very first episode. And today, they're talking about you and the married man. Is it cheating? I will leave it up to you people to maybe make the conclusions. I do not know. So Jemima is said to have seen or dated a married man. And she's denying. She said it almost happened, but then it did not happen because the guy was a giant. The guy was a giant. The guy had a pot-belly stomach. And she did not see him naked. At this point, I'm like, okay, Jemima, we do not know what happens behind that curtain. We do not know whether you're telling the truth. Oh, not, because, deep down, we do not know, but then, Anyway, guys, speaking about that, Mommy Deb came out to say, petty belly stomach or not, that was someone's husband, like literally in short, that was a married man. At this point, I'm like, are these people forgetting? It felt like, are these people forgetting they're seated with married women here? Are they forgetting there are married people here? That is Mommy Deb, and Ella. At this point, it is already giving, you people are sleeping with our husbands. Like the way Mommy Deb came out to defend, like, whether pot-belly or not pot-belly, that was someone's husband. I'm already Jemima and Esther came out to say, if it was her and she knew her friend was married, she would have denied. She would have said, me, married man? Like, no, like, she would have done. Is Esther wrong? Definitely, I would also have denied. Even if something happened, trust me, I would have denied, because I cannot put my friend in that situation of doubting me. Definitely, if something like that happens, do you even think Mommy Deb will let Jemima be near her husband? Because already this scandal is coming up. What will happen? Like, definitely she will feel insecure with her husband around, around this Jemima girl. Because, girl, what do you even mean you were about, but then you did not? That means the other person will come. Something may happen. Jemima, are you forgetting you're in a serious relationship, or did you lie to us? We do not know which part is right, which part is wrong. Anyway, guys, let's leave it to that. Let's now talk about Mommy Deb's next following statement. So Mommy Deb talked about she has standards. She cannot shake her ass for money. Like, first of all, where did this come from? How did we come from this married man situation to shaking us? What's going on at this point? So Mommy Deb says she could never shake her ass for money. What did I feel when Mommy Deb mentioned something like that? To me, I do not know. This is my opinion. Do not take me badly. This is just an opinion. To me, I felt like, okay, Mommy Deb, you're past that stage. You're past that level of shaking us for money, like you're saying. But I really feel like let's take you back like 10 years from now. I really feel like you people forget that you could also shake your ass for fun. Like sometimes you also forget, like it could be passion. It could be someone's passion, like you're dancing. Definitely dancing will involve shaking your ass. Like you people forget that sometimes it can be your passion and sometimes your passion can be your career. Passion can turn into your career. That is something you people, like you people tend to forget. And like, okay, before anything came nicely, before everything, like Mommy Deb, I really feel like if we take you back to 10 years back, if dancing was your passion, like shaking ass was your passion, at some point maybe it could turn out to be your career. And definitely when we talk about career, we talk about money. You could shake us for money because this statement of you could never, you have standards. People also have standards. If shaking your ass or if dancing is your passion, is your profession, like definitely that is like shaking ass for money. So I do not know where this statement was coming from. And this is Damari. Damari came out to say, do not forget, some people here shake us for money. I know it came out in a way that it was throwing shade, but then me personally, I really feel like she was trying to defend Sonia. I really feel like the way it came out is literally not what she intended. It's not the way she wanted it to come out. I really feel like she was trying to defend, like Sonia trying to tell her like, oh, look, don't talk about something like that. Because here there are people who dance, like there are people who shake us for money. And, like it came out in a way that Damari was throwing shade, but then I really do not think Damari was throwing shade. I really feel like Damari was trying to, like to defend, but then the problem is the way that statement came out. And this is Jemima now. So Jemima came out to say, shaking us is okay, but then it all comes with, can you afford? And I'm like, Jemima, I do not want to put question marks because Jemima, first of all, you told us you're in a serious relationship, Jemima. Then this is a kind of a married man, and this is you talking about, oh, you could shake your ass as long as the person can afford. And let's not forget, we've not seen Jemima tell us she's a professional dancer. So if you're not a professional dancer and you're telling us you could shake us for money, like you, Jemima. Anyway, guys, I'm not coming from a bad perspective for Jemima. I'm not like, no, I'm trying to say like, let her prove us right. Like, these statements, girl, do not forget what you told us in the very first episode when you told us you're in a relationship, definitely. Please try to remember that statement every time you want to mention something that does not add up. Like, try to remember that statement. At least try to remember, make yourself remember. Anyway, I knew Sonia was not going to let it be. I knew Sonia wouldn't let it be, guys. So Sonia came out to say, Mommy Deb, who is Mommy Deb to tell her that she cannot shake her ass for money? Because the first thing she said, can she even shake the ass? I'm like, what is Sonia trying to insinuate? Like, what is she trying to say? Like, can Mommy Deb shake her ass? Mommy, I really want Mommy Deb to prove her wrong. I want them to go out, or I want them to have a time where they're having something and let Mommy Deb, let Mommy Deb show her. Like, I want Mommy Deb to prove Sonia wrong. I'm really sorry if it is coming out in a wrong way. Anyway, Sonia came out to say that these people are insinuating that she is a stripper. Is it what they are trying to insinuate? I'm like, okay, where is this going? Because now it is kind of sounding disrespectful when Sonia comes out to say they are insinuating that she's a stripper. Now it is giving a very big what? And at this point I'm like, okay, what is happening now? What is happening, Sonia? And also Sonia fired back to Damari where she said, at least she did not sell pens. At this point, I'm like, okay, these people, it is already giving, you tell these people your stories or you tell them your story and they will use the story against you. Because Damari told them about bookmaking and all this. And now Sonia is using it against her. And also Sonia shared about being a professional dancer. And now they're using the same thing, against her. That's what I'm like, okay. These people, no one is anybody's friend here. You're just here to enjoy the staycation. You're just here to entertain us. Please stop sharing your stories if you feel like you're not okay with them. Please stop. At this point, it's already giving. Stop sharing your stories if you feel like you're not okay. Because at some point, somebody will use these stories against you. Because this is what people do always. This is what people will listen, or act like they're feeling pity, or act like, oh, they understand. But then the next day, they will use the same story you told them against you. And this is literally what is happening. This is what they're doing with, with Damari. And this is what they did with Sonia. Ooh, I think this, like this vibes and visas is now starting to give us the vibes and visas. It is already giving the vibes we expect. It is already giving us. It is already telling us, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Because I see many tables are going to turn. Many friendships will, clash even before they are formed, literally. Because what do you mean people are already going against each other? Anyway, let's talk about Sonia leaving Esther's room. So Sonia leaves Esther's room, and as she's going out, she tells Esther, as you can see, I've left your room. I've gone outside. I've left your room. Enjoy your room. But then let's act mature. Leave my name out of your mouth. Direct speech. And I'm like, ooh, what is really going on? Sonia telling Esther to leave her name out of her mouth. I'm like, okay. So at this point, I was eager. I was waiting for them to address the issue. Because, guys, from the very first beginning, if you remember in the previous episode, I asked you guys what happened between Sonia and Esther. What really happened? But then, guys, guess what? Sonia was talking about she does not know. Maybe Esther woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Maybe something, but she feels like she did not do anything to Esther. That is how Sonia feels. Sonia feels like she does not know what is going on. She did not do anything to Esther for her to react like that, for her to push her out of the room. Like she feels like she did not do anything. Then what is Esther's side? Esther says she thought they were cool. She thought they were on the same page. She thought they were okay. But then the issue she has is she does not know why Esther left Shada, and she came to her room. She started talking like things like, I would say, she said things, not good things, like things that are bad about Shada. She started talking bad things about Shada, definitely. And Esther says she has known Shada more than she has known Sonia. So the issue is Sonia said words or said things about Shada that were not good. And for the fact that Esther has known Shada more than she has known Sonia, it did not sit right with her. But then instead of addressing the thing, she just used her action like, like expressions and whatever. At this point, I'm like, yo, so this is the problem. Whereas this other person thinks she did not do anything. And this side, Esther says she did not say good things about Shada. At this point, I'm like, what is really going on? Why don't they just address the issue? Maybe tell her, I don't like, maybe if Esther could be open and tell, Sonia, in a way that, I don't like the way, I don't like the way you're speaking about somebody or about Shada, because look, this and this. I have known Shada before, I've known you, so I think that would have been cool. But then, girls will always be girls. Anyway, it is what it is. So Sonia left Esther's room for Boogie's room, and our Damari left Boogie's room for Ella's room. I hope everything is okay now. I hope we do not have any problems. I hope we do not have any issue between Esther and anybody, and maybe also Sonia and Boogie. We hope everything is okay. Let's wait for what next episode brings. Anyway, speaking about that, Sonia was busy explaining to to Jean and Jean and Boogie, the way she did not do anything, the way nothing happened, the way she did not piss Esther off, the way Esther woke up maybe on the wrong side of the bed, because she thinks she has not done anything to Esther. And she went ahead to say Esther being a performative person because of the way she was bowing for Esther the previous day, and now she says she's trying to switch upon her. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? How did we get here? How did we get to the bowing, to the switching, to this, to this? I'm like, okay. I cannot wait to see, because at some point I really feel like, well, some drama is coming up between Sonia and Esther. Because if they cannot sit down and sort the issue, like address it, like end it, I really feel like there will be one thing will lead to another will lead to another, and boom, it will be drama. Anyway, this is why we're here. We are here for the drama, definitely. Let's wait and see what will happen between these people. Anyway, let's go to the games. But then before the games, there was this part of Shada and Ruthie. And so Shada and Ruthie on the stairs were sharing. This is where, like Shada was sharing with Ruthie on the way she's bothered about Sonia calling her boring. Because to her, she says, they've been here for just 2 to 3 hours. And, Sonia is already calling Shada boring. Like, she felt kind of bothered by that. Because she says outside there, the people who have told her that they have found her as the most, the most funny person or most entertaining person in the world. And, and for this fact that she's here 2 through hours and Sonia is calling her boring, even when she said, oh, she does not care or this or that, deep down she knows she cares. Because if you're not bothered or if you do not care, you don't address it, you let it slide. But deep down, Shada, you do care. And it is kind of down inside your heart. And she went ahead to see she knows she did not say much because Sonia may be loud, but then she may be like pretending, like staging it literally, because she may be staging it or she may be like performing for the cameras. At this point, I'm like, okay, what is going on? I cannot wait to see what happens when Sonia gets to know that is literally what Shada said. That she could be. Let's get it straight. She did not say she is. She said she could be. That is a probability. She said it could be performative for the cameras. Can't wait to see what happens. So there was also this part where Ruthie was sharing her issue with Mommy Deb, where like Shada was asking like at that time they're going to address the issue, like what happened, because like Mommy Deb came back alone, and Ruthie came on to say they were addressing the issue of the outing and the monster on the table, definitely. And like she says, as they were still like trying to address it, Mommy Deb stood up and left. And at this point I'm saying, this is what I said in the previous episode when I said, okay, I if you call me to address something, I expect you to listen to my other side. And this is what like they did not do. And at least Mommy Deb apologized to Ruthie, and that is only if Ruth is telling us the truth. She said, Mommy Deb, apologized. And, if they apologized and I addressed it, it's okay. But then she kind of feels hurt for being, for being judged from one incident, where she says, the problem is Mommy Deb is judging her from only one incident. At this point, I'm like, let's not forget, in the previous episode, Mommy Deb mentioned something like they are accumulated things, like the very many things, definitely. But then for the fact that Mommy Deb does not address them, it makes Ruthie feel like she's being judged from one incident. I really want Mommy Deb to address all the accumulated things she was telling us with Ruthie, because Ruthie feels like she's being, she's being judged from one incident, that it makes her, I don't know, but it makes her feel like it is not right, or feel like, okay, she does not expect it from a friend like Mommy Deb. I really feel like Mommy Deb should address everything so that Ruthie could know, or so that Ruthie can know that it is accumulated, like it is a lot. It is a lot of things, not suddenly one thing. Anyway, this is where Shada asked her, like, it looks like, or it seems like you suppose she will need to choose what she's happy with. She asked her, like, you will have to choose what you're happy with being her friend or the friendship, or happy with being her brand manager. And guys, I must say Ruthie is a loyal friend, because tell me which friend will tell you she would rather choose the friendship and leave the work. Because guys, getting a job in Kampala is kind of hard. So for somebody to say she would rather keep the friendship and leave the job, that is a loyal friend. So for this, we'll say, Ruthie treasures the friendship definitely more than the job. She feels like she cannot wake up one morning and she says she's no longer Mommy Deb's friend, because definitely in Kampala, people are not friends. People are there because they're getting something from the others. People are there because they're beneficiaries at this point. But then if Ruthie mentioned something like she could choose the friendship and leave the work, I would say Ruthie is a loyal friend. Mommy Deb, keep Ruthie. Keep Ruthie as a friend, or keep her. Because in Kampala, everybody will choose their job. I'd leave the friendship behind. Anyway, that is Ruthie. Ruthie is not contented. Definitely, she's not contented with Mommy Deb, like judging her from one incident, whereas Mommy Deb is talking about there are very many things, like the accumulated things. I really feel like they should address it, and maybe Ruthie can understand where they're judging her from, not from one place, or like not from a specific incident that she's talking about. Anyway, let's go to the games. Anyway, guys, these people arrived for the games, but then I must say, I really feel like this staycation thing, this girls trip is already divided into two groups. There are people who feel like they're active, they're not lazy, the word, and there are also people who these ones think they are lazy, like, they're acting perfect, they're acting like, we're talking about, let's talk about Jean, Junior, Boogie Junior, and Sonia being on one group, and also there is this other group where they are putting Mommy Deb, Ella, and what is this? Ella Damari, and also I would say Jemima is on two sides. She has no side. She's this side, she's this side. So we cannot wait to tell where she belongs. And so they're here for the games, and now it is a bottle filling game. We have team visits and we have team vibes. And you know what? Everybody's already eager. Everybody's talking about, why would you give us this simple game? Jean's words. Why would you give us simple games? We need difficult ones. And I'm like, oh, Jean, you're a very competitive person, but then not everybody's a competitive person here. Because let's see, who are the most competitive people here? Well, I can say Esther is a competitive person. I can say Jean is a competitive person. I see Sonia is a competitive person. I think those are the only people who look like they are competitive in terms of games and athletics. Because I would say these people, at some point, everybody is in their own competition on this staycation. Some people may be competitive down there. Others are competitive in some other way. Others are competitive in dressing. Others are competitive. Definitely, I would say everybody is competitive in different sections in this staycation. But on this specific one, I will say Jean, Esther, and maybe Sonia, I say, other competitive people I see in this sector. So they are here playing the game. They were supposed to carry water in their hands and take the water, to the bottom. At this point, I'm like, okay, I cannot wait. So Ella says she's a strategist. So she's like, others can do the work. For her, she's a strategist. Others can do the work. Little did she know that everybody is supposed to participate in the game. At this point, I'm like, okay. Then Jemima came out to make a statement like, in their group, it is Ella letting them down. At this point, I'm like, go. I don't know why, but then I really feel like there is some tension. There is some, like some tension between Ella and Jemima. And it is actually a silent tension between Ella and Jemima. I do not know why. But then there is a way some statements are thrown from Jemima, literally. Some statements are thrown without, like, something. We cannot wait to see what unfolds between them, but then I really cannot wait to see, because let's not forget, there was also a time when they were talking, when Jean was talking to Jemima, and Jemima made a statement of, she's not here to resurrect someone's career, she's here to go to the top. And this time she says, oh, Ella is the person letting them down. Like, definitely. And I really feel like there is a silent competition, or maybe, like, I would say one-sided competition, or I would say there is some silent thing between Jemima, what Jemima hears against Ella. I do not know that is the aura. Because let's not forget, guys, Ella has this aura within her. Like, even when she came, everybody was like, okay. Everybody's face, they don't expect her. Then everybody started already throwing shade. Everybody started giving her the side eye. Everybody started doing this, and then Ella did not do anything. It is that aura. When you have that aura, well composed. She entered and everybody was already talking, this. She looks like she can be a person who brings problems. She looks like this. She looks spicy. Everybody literally had to say during that episode. And now here are they already also, At this point, I'm like, okay, let's wait and see the strategists and the people who are doing the work. So everybody was performing. Then, even when there is some shade between Ruthie and Esther, Ruthie came out to say she trusts Esther to win the game, and she really did. That means, at least Esther kind of knows, Ruthie knows what Esther can, what Esther is capable of, because she came out to say she's sure Esther can win the game. And Mommy Deb came out to say, Genie, since they have Genie on the team, they'll win. But then unfortunately, they do not win. Anyway, results came out, and the vibes team won. This is Esther's team, and everybody was excited. And Mommy Deb started pouring the water down, and like Ruthie came out to make a statement that caught my attention. She made a statement that Mommy Deb cannot stand the fact that she won. I know the way it came out with her facial expression, it was giving, okay, she's joking. It is something she's joking about. But then I'm not going to lie to you. For a deep thinker, for a person who thinks so hard, when a deep thinker listens to this statement, it will not mean what it meant to me. It will not come out the way she thinks, like a joking way. It will mean something else to a deep thinker. I do not know whether she, she tried to say it before saying it, but to a deep thinker, it will mean something else. It will be like, okay, Mommy Deb cannot stand Ruthie winning, like, even when she was joking. Anyway, from the bottle feeding game, then we got a truth or trap. Later did I know that there was a game called truth or trap. Oh, I thought it was a truth or dare, but then there is something called truth or trap. And guys, Mommy Deb comes out to say she is Michael's wife. She is Michael's third wife. At this point, I'm like, okay. But then if I'm to remember, in Kampala Crime, she mentioned that she was Michael's second wife. So I do not know how we got to the third wife. Definitely that was wrong, if I'm correct. Yeah, definitely that was wrong. Then it was it was Sonia Icy's turn, and Sonia Icy mentioned she's a professional dancer, and her her first show was in Uganda with a Ugandan musician. Definitely it was wrong, because we remember at the during their introductions or at their entrance and the introductions Sonia Icy had mentioned something that her first show was not in Uganda, and it wasn't with a Ugandan musician. Definitely it was outside Uganda. And definitely that was also wrong, because we also knew that. So it was Ella's turn, and Ella mentioned something like, she has 4 kids, and for the 4 kids, 2 or 3 are 16. We do not know Ella, guys. Me personally, I do not know Ella on a personal basis. All I've seen Ella is social media. Literally, I will say what she wants us to say is what I've seen. And there is a way Mommy Deb came out so confident. So confident. This English is denying me. So there was a way Mommy Deb came out with some confidence. Like she came out and said, she only has 1 biological kid, and the 3 adopted, and the 1 is 16. And the way Mommy Deb came out, it was giving Mommy Deb had done some background check about Ella. I'm not gonna lie. The confidence, they did not even turn back to think about the answer. Like they've been doing the other answers. Like Mommy Deb came out like she had done a background check about this Ella woman. But it is what it is. It is also okay to do a background check about somebody you're going to be with for some time. Not bad. Anyway, it is what it is. It was Shada's turn, and Shada mentioned something like, she is in a long distance marriage, and it was a lie. Me personally, I do not know Shada, but then it was a lie. And it was Esther's turn when Esther mentioned that she had learned how, is it to write or read or speak Chinese, like Japanese, and it was a lie. And it was Boogie's turn, and Boogie mentioned something like, she is a daughter to a happily married couple. But then, unfortunately, it is wrong, because she does not know where her father is. Sorry, Boogie. And all that said, and the visas turn, the visas won, and it was now Ella came out to say she has dated. Ella came out to say she has dated 2 international musicians. Like yo. Ella. Ella. True, we do not know people off internet. We do not know people. Ella. Anyway, Ella, there is no smoke without fire. There is no smoke without fire. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. Anyway, when it was Jean's turn, Jean mentioned something like, Jean mentioned that she is the firstborn, and they are 7 siblings. And it was true. Anyway, it is what it is. When it was Ruthie's turn, Ruthie said she had gone for 2 surgeries. Unfortunately, she had gone for 1. Yeah. Anyway, for that, the visas team won. And yeah, it is okay. And it was time for dinner. This is why the drama now unfolds. It was time for dinner. Everybody was looking good, and Sonia had mentioned something like, "Oh, she wants to get to know these people. Like, she's open-minded. She wants to, like, try to connect, make friends, like, try to see if she can connect with some people, like, literally open up." And everybody was looking good, and everybody was saying, "Oh, everybody looks nice," like, and somebody says, though some people look more better than the others, and that statement only, I knew drama was unfolding. I knew there's some drama now. If somebody says, "Oh, some people are looking more better than the others," I knew drama was unfolding. So, like, and I came out to say, "Oh, like Boogie's dress code, like the attire is kind of chafy," and I'm like, "You, Ella, are you sure you're not tapping the wrong button? Are you sure you are not joking with fire at this point?" Because I knew Boogie is not somebody who's going to keep quiet. I knew Boogie cannot just keep quiet, because I knew it was going to be drama. When she said, "Oh, like she has worked in the hospitality industry," like, no, sorry, she works in the hospitality industry, and like, it is chafy. And I'm like, "You, Ella, do you even know what you are coming for? Do you even know what you're coming for?" At this point, that was literally what was running in my head. Like, do you know what you're coming for? But then before I concluded, Boogie was already up. She came for Ella, and she's
A shift skirt looks like, but the more I look at it, the more it looks like it.
So it looks like I am a chef.
Well,
Should I tell you what you look like? I don't think I should.
no, try.
How old are you, Ella?
Old enough to be here.
Like 40 something?
Oh wow, that is humbling.
I, for one, don't understand why Boogie is so angry, because I didn't directly address her.
I would say that you are
You're supposed to be like
exactly the
Madame.
same age as her. And the issue is,
That is a lie. Everyone can tell.
that's
Everyone
okay.
can
That's
see.
okay. That's
But
okay.
yeah,
That's okay, baby. Your face
I
card
look youthful.
declined.
Tin, wangingyo, pinagweno mado pibatelaw. Ha! Boogie had Remind me, Boogie, not to cross your path.
But you know what? It's okay. Like,
Is it?
you're old.
That's
You're
okay.
the
Have a
madam.
moment.
I respect
Enjoy
you.
it. I'm old.
No, you studied. You are like.
When she was contesting for Miss Uganda, I was just being born.
It does sound we're all growing old.
I think that whenever someone uses "you're old" as an insult to a woman, they have gotten to the end of their intelligence.
How old are you?
Way younger than
No, I
you.
want to know.
Way younger, but like.
No, I want to know.
But like far.
Shh. But keep speaking. It's good for you. You need the TV time.
I want to
Like,
know.
try
How
get
old are
yours
you?
and
How old
like
are you?
subtract a few, like
How old are
half
you?
of your age almost.
How old are you?
She is not acting her old age at all.
Are you able
I am
to
half
answer
your
the
age.
question?
I am half
Answer the question.
I am useful enough.
You better pray you look as good as she does.
asked Ella, "Do you want me to tell you what you look like?" And Ella was like, Ella was kind of shocked, because like she thinks she was not directing it to Boogie, like she was not like addressing Boogie like openly, like she felt like she was just saying the way the attire was. And I'm like, there's some things you don't just say. Yeah, there's some things you don't just say, because girl, think about the aftermath. Think about what are people's reactions. What is the aftermath? What are they going to say? How are they going to take it? That is one thing I was thinking about already. And guys, guess what? Boogie came. Asking Ella, "Do you want me to tell you what you look like? How old are you?" And I'm like, where are we heading right now? If we are talking about age right now, where are we heading? And the next thing is 40 something. And I'm like, Boogie, first of all, I'm going to say I do not support somebody coming to another with the age thing. First of all, I really feel like it is not something you have to, because we all have to get old at some point. We all have to get to some age at some point. So it is something we all have to go for, or we all have to get to with good mercy, And when Boogie started asking 40 plus, and I knew it was getting dirty. I knew it was getting dramatic now. And 40 plus. And like Ella was also asking like, Wow, like when she said 40 plus, and I expected her to lose her composure. I expected Ella to lose her composure because most of the girls, when you start talking about age, especially when you mention 40 plus, like trust me, they will lose it. They will start throwing cutlery. You see the way they were on the dining, the way the cutlery was there, the way glasses were there. Trust me, some people will already start throwing the cutlery. They will start throwing like glasses, having drinks and everything. But guess what? Ella kept her composure. I'm not going to lie, I'll give her flowers because for somebody to keep her composure with the girls, the way girls do not want to talk about age, I'll say she kept her composure. And you know, she was talking about 40 plus, and Ella was like, oh, she's humbled. I'm like, girl, that's composure. Anyway, it is what it is. She kept her composure. And like Boogie kept on throwing words. She kept on saying. And then this is where also Ella asked her, like, how old are you? Like, there is that aura she has when she's speaking that everybody will first give her the ears. Like everybody will first look at her and give her not the ears. Like, how old are you? And Boogie went ahead to say she's young, like subtract some years later at the end, she says she is half Ella's age. She's half Ella's age. First of all, we do not know what is Ella's age, meaning we do not know Boogie's age. And I'm like, okay, what really is going on? What really is going on? Ella now lost it when she told Boogie they do not level up. They are different levels. Like she's told Boogie, you cannot speak to me like that. You cannot speak to me like we're from the same club. At this point, I'm like, yay, what is going on here? What is going on here? On all this, like the back and forth, and it was Boogie's laughter, guys. Even when you do not want to lose it, with Boogie's laughter, trust me, you are going to lose it. Because, that laughter, even when you are not all that pissed, even when you're trying to keep your composure with that laughter from Boogie, trust me, even when Mommy Deb came out to mention something like, she does not want to laugh, but with Boogie's laughter, like she's laughing and she's feeling guilty. Mommy Deb, yes, I will say it will tempt you to laugh, but then at some point I really feel like those statements, the words Boogie was throwing, I really feel like at some point you're feeling guilty just because, you and Ella have most of the things in common, have some things in common, and I will say most of the things in common. That is why you're feeling guilty. Anyway, it is what it is. But then Boogie, I do not support this thing of like age, coming for somebody about the age. Go, no, it is not right. I know you feel like you want to come at her, like you want to really hit the painful part, yes. But then I do not support this thing of age because, girl, this is where you're heading to. And just like Mammy Deb said, you should really pray that by the time you get to Ella's age, you are as good looking as Ella. Go. We're watching. The internet keeps a lot of things. Anyway, I do not support this thing coming for Ella by the age. It would, at least you would have used something else. You have something else, just like Esther said, when Ella came, the dress she was wearing, it looked like it was from Chikuba. It looked like her downtown guy picked it out for her. I'm like, okay. Esther, why are you also inserting yourself in a fight that is not yours? Just like Jean decided to insult herself in also that drama, because Jean mentioned something like, when Ella was contesting for Miss Uganda, like, she was being born. Definitely. I really feel like Esther and Jane decided to insert themselves in a fight that was not theirs. I really cannot wait to see what happens because, definitely, these bad parties, I do not know. Anyway, it is what it is. And this statement where Ella mentioned something like, Debbie, where did you get this Boogie person? It definitely confirmed that these casts on these vibes and visas were brought by Mommy Deb. Just like I told you in episode 1, these people are Mommy Deb's fans. These people were Mommy Deb's fans from Kampala Cream. And this statement just confirmed everything. Anyway, speaking about all that, with all that said, speaking about that, what do you people think? This drama, this everything. What do you people think? Because to me, I really feel like these I don't know how to call them, or say these casts are really intimidated by Ella. Because first of all, me, I was not surprised with Boogie coming out for Ella. I was not surprised. I was literally not surprised because first of all, they were talking about the clothes and like the dress code, everybody looking good. But then I do not know how they got to the age thing. I do not know. And like it feels like everybody, because if you from the beginning, everybody looked at, like at Ella as a threat. Everybody had a lot to say about Ella. Those who thought she was spicy, those who talked about she looks like she can start up some drama, she can start trouble. Those who looked like those who said she was mature. To me, it looks like Boogie wanted to tell Ella from the very get-go, because remember alongside the poll, she had told Sonia that, who Ella is the mature person. And now when she says, Ella is 40 something, and when she says Ella is not acting her mature age, I do not know. I do not know how people who act like their mature age act. I literally do not know. Because I do not know. Because I really feel like Ella did not do anything. She just, like, it was, okay, she did. She said her dress code looks chafy, but then it was not something big for you to, for Boogie to say she's not acting her mature age. I don't know how mature people, how we, the old mature people, should act our age. That is something I do not know. Maybe if, they can show us how to act our age, because literally I'm going to say I do not know how we are supposed to act our mature age. Anyway, it is what it is. All in all, I will say this, we were kind of intimidated by Ella, because everybody had something to say. They gave her already the side eyes, judged her. From the very get-go, everybody had something to say. Only that I was kind of surprised by Esther mentioning, at first we all know the way Esther bowed for Ella. We thought, all was cool, the friends, this one is, like role model, it is something like that. But then for Esther to come out and say that her dress code, like her dress when she was coming in, when she was bowing, literally, like the dress, she looked like she got it from Chicago, or looks like she got it, like her downtown guy got it for her. At this point, I'm like, Esther, you too first. It was really giving Esther is too first at this point. Anyway, it is what it is. One thing about these people, you cannot say you're their friends. You cannot say this person is for me, this person. No, every person is looking for something small they can use against you. That is one thing I've seen about them. Everybody is looking for at least something really small they can use against the other person. That is one thing I've seen about them. They do not have anything like connection, friendship, gene. If you think these people are connecting, no. Everybody's looking for something they can use against the other. But it is what it is. I do not know how you people think or what you people see. But then for the start, for these episodes, I will say this is a very nice start. I will say this is a gold card, because when you look at the, misunderstandings, they look real. When you look at the, the personalities themselves, that instinct, I will say. And when you look at their misunderstandings, they look real. They do not look, like scripted. Everything looks good. For the start, I would say, it is a gold card. It is a nice start. It is a good beginning. Anyway, I do not know what you think. Let's meet in the comment section. What do you think about this episode? What do you think? Who do you think is misunderstood? Who do you think is judged unfairly? And who do you think is doing too much? Who do you think is doing the less? Who do you think is boring? I don't know what you think. All that said, let's not forget about Ella's thing. Do you people really think Ella has dated 2 international musicians, or you think it is just something she just said? I do not know what you think, but then I will say there is no smoke without fire. Let's meet in the comment section, but then remember to comment responsibly, because with the queen of the tea, we spill it responsibly. Let me know what you think. I love you so much. Meet you in my next episode. Bye.